All right, video time. I'll try to make this really quick. It's about some conditions in the world and how we should respond to them. It's interesting, the synchronicities that can happen between like the things that we're studying and the things we're experiencing and what the Lord's trying to teach us if we're paying attention. I was listening to a video this morning and they're talking about responding appropriately to the situations in life, not over the top, not slothfully, but appropriately, right? And it makes me think of the Sermon on the Mount, and I'll get to what's going on in the world in a second, right? But at the end, like Jesus is like, we like to worry about how we're going to take care of ourselves, our clothes and our food and where it's going to come from. And he's like, I can clothe you and give you food if you're not of little faith. But what does it mean to not be of little faith? If you go to Matthew chapter 6, go down to verse 33, talks about seeking first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you, clothes, food, water. And 34 I find interesting. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the thing of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. So, going back to responding appropriately, like I overheard a phone conversation my wife was on this morning with a family member wanting her to drive her to help her get groceries because there's going to be some shortage. And I didn't think anything of it really. Later on in the day, I'm listening to a podcast about some events going on about a strike that dock workers are going to on the coast, right? On average, I think they get paid like $100,000, which does not go as far, to be fair, on any coastal city, east or west, as it would, somewhere more inland, like, whatever, Texas or Tennessee. But they're going on strike, and it could soon, if that doesn't get resolved, the longer it goes, we'll see shortages on produce, on machine parts. We'll see prices rising, and it'll just get worse and worse and worse. Well, as I was driving between work appointments today, I saw this bucket full of apples. It said, free apples, take them, whatever. So I grabbed a few, put them in a grocery bag to take them home because I love apples. But after I got this news, right, sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof, I'm like, okay, well, if there's going to be shortages on produce, I better swing back around, grab that bucket of apples, even though half of them have like rotten spots and worms, and I can go cut them off and make a bunch of applesauce and freeze it. If we have a shortage, we've got applesauce to last us a few weeks or a month or whatever it is. And if that situation resolves itself, great. I still have applesauce. Right? And this is probably not a situation where you want to go blow your whole life savings on a bunch of food or whatever, but respond appropriately. Like, I used to worry a lot about the changing world conditions, right? There's destructions prophesied in the scriptures, and how in the world I'm going to make it through that and provide for my family and be okay. Provide the necessary clothing, food, water, shelter, whatever. And I have a tremendous amount of peace about it all of a sudden, because for the short term, midterm, and long term, I'm trying to do what's expedient, what I can do right now, right? I'm acting in faith. I'm doing what I have reason to do. But surprises are coming. That's the other thing that it's Rob on Upward Thought talked about in the video I was listening to. Surprises require surplus, right? And surprises aren't really surprises, because we know there's going to be lots of surprises as the last days continue to unfold. So surprises require surplus, and that's not limited to, like, that can be money, that can be food, that can be shelter, that can be time, that can be emotional and mental stability to be able to help the people around you. And it can be spiritual power, right? Surprises require surplus of all of those things. So do your best to get yourself in a situation where you have a surplus of those things, to get around people that have a surplus of those things, to learn from them, right? There's people counting on you. You can do better than you are now, but respond appropriately. Sufficient. I always read this wrong, right? Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. That's what Jesus says. So go out there, do what's necessary, and act in faith. And the Lord will bless you with peace. He'll bless you with the things you need. He already knows the things you need. And He knows the way to provide them for you. He knows the people, the opportunities, the resources that can help you get those things. They can help you be in a better spot to help other people get those things.